on, Mona Lisa. We're coming through the door. Watch your back.
Mona Lisa, open the damn door. We're going to pull you in right now. We know you're in there. Open the door.
Come on, open the door. We got to walk through. Now!
Yeah. 2, 3, take it! 3.
Now, in a strange plot twist, the hunter has now become the hunted. Dog is being sought by the Mexican authorities for deprivation of liberty. Let me translate that, from bullcrap to English. He captured Andrew Luster. This is a predatory monster who is hiding in Mexico after U.S. authorities charged him with 86 counts of rape. With more of the story now is Dog himself and his wife, Beth. He was convicted of that, was he not?
He was convicted.
He was convicted of 86 counts of rape. Well, he was tried on 87. I believe he beat one case.
Oh, well, there you go.
Really good
An innocent
lawyer.
man. So now he was in Mexico. Everybody knew where he was. He was not hiding, really, in Mexico. You decided to go down and get him. What happened?
Well, we actually didn't know exactly where he was. We had one of 4 places. We happened to luck upon him. We hired a police officer, took him to the police department. The next thing we knew, we were under arrest. They said, well, he did not kidnap Andrew Luster, the Mexican government said, but they deprived him of his liberty. We said, well, what does that mean? Well, you held him against his will. Well, we'll see about it later. Our lawyer then said, this is a minor crime. So did the judge in Mexico, said this is a very minor crime. Our lawyer said, you may leave the country of Mexico. We'll call you later for a fine. So we left. Adios, we shook hands, everything was fine. 3 years later, over 3.5 years later, one night after we do an arrest right in the middle of filming of our show, the federal marshals knock on our door. They come in with warrants for Leland, my son, Tim Chapman, my brother, and of course myself, for kidnapping and conspiracy to kidnap out of Mexico. And we're like, wait a minute, we were never charged with kidnapping. That was never even brought up. There's no kidnapping. There's no kidnapping, even bail in Mexico. There's not a bond set for kidnapping there. If you're charged with it, you stay. So where did the kidnapping come from, we said. They said, we don't know. So we're still trying to find out right now. We just checked with the Mexican government, and they said, we didn't change the charge. It's still deprivation of liberty.
Whoa, wait. The Mexican government didn't add kidnapping.
No.
We don't know if they did or not. We don't know who added it. I know that when I bailed him out of jail, when I was standing in the U.S. Marshal's office, he handed me a copy of Dog's wanted poster. And he goes, oh yeah, we put kidnapping on there because nobody here knew what deprivation was. And at the time I thought, you did what? And so that stuck with me. And then when I got back to our house, when we finally got him out of there, I said, that marshal said that he added kidnapping because it was in parentheses. The Mexico language doesn't have parentheses in it. So we're trying to find out when the paperwork came over from Mexico, did someone add the words kidnapping?
Okay.
Because I think that a judge who is offered up paperwork and it says, hey, this guy kidnapped and he conspired.
Sure.
Hey, we need a warrant to no knock.
It's gone from $130 in bail to how much?
To $500,000.
Okay. 3 years later.
In
3
America.
years later.
Yes.
Which, and you know, this is kind of why we're doing this hour, because America, I'm telling you, something doesn't smell right, and it goes all the way to the White House. And I believe that our government, I don't know if it's to big business, I don't know what it is, but somebody is selling us out, and we don't know what it is. You guys, I know you're in the middle of all of this legally. Right. Can you give me any theories that you think might have happened? Can you tell me? There's a theory out there that you were offered up in exchange for somebody else.
We've heard that too, for 12 different drug lords.
Right, and that the theory really comes from, we were holding these drug lords.
Right.
Mexico wanted them back. When they served you, what was it, 2 days later, all of a sudden,
right,
the drug lords go back.
Right.
Right. Well, what would Mexico want with us, though? I can't even speak Spanish. I mean, I don't think in a political or financial way in Mexico, I would not be any, I couldn't do anything for their country. I don't think it's Mexico. I don't think Mexico wants the dog down there. Mexico sent to the White House like they always do,
A request.
request for deprivation of liberty, which is a minor misdemeanor. They expected it to be turned down, which they've turned down thousands of them.
They have never, ever requested
Ever.
someone to be returned to Mexico for deprivation of liberty, ever. It is such a minor crime in their country that they don't even charge people with it. There's thousands of Americans that leave Mexico every day that are charged with deprivation of liberty, because there's some things that go on in Mexico where you hold someone for 5 seconds. Hey, lady, you're not leaving yet. That's deprivation of liberty. So there is no dual illegality, which is the second thing that it must be for there to be an extradition, because here in America, I'm not depriving you of your liberty, and I'm not falsely imprisoning you if you're a wanted fugitive. And he was more than a wanted fugitive, Glenn, because he had been convicted in absentia, so that made him an escaped prisoner from the California Penal Institute.
In other words, it has to be illegal in Mexico and illegal in America for what we did. Would it have been illegal for us to grab Andrew Luster with the policeman's help? No. It must fit under that criteria to fit under that particular treaty. And then the treaty just covers police officers. It says nothing about private citizens arrest. Then also, the third thing that I'd like to bring up, under the Mexican Constitution, their 16th Amendment says, just like America's, if you see a felony happening, you as a citizen of Mexico, which we are when we go there legally, may arrest that person and hold him for a real cause.
If you see a crime,
Andrew Luster was arrested by the Mexican government along with us. In his possession at his house, he had GHB, he had handcuffs, and he had videotapes.
Yes.
They said this guy was doing the same thing he was doing in America. Now that meant that under their constitution, we did nothing but a citizen's arrest.
So this doesn't make sense. So again, let me come back, because I got news for you, dog. I think you are wanted in Mexico. You're wanted by the people in jail. I don't think you last a day in jail. Do you in Mexico?
So. No, I don't.
My son or my brother.
Right.
Well,
so I mean, it's a nightmare.
But they're taking my children and my family, and they're leaving 12 children that Dog has, and 3 children that Tim has, and the 2 children that Leland has, and they're leaving 16 children fatherless for what? The government of America to defend? The other thing is that we, the taxpayers, are paying for this extradition proceeding. Why are we using America's money to prosecute 3 Americans on behalf of Mexico?
Okay, we're going to continue this, and I want to get your thoughts on why you think this is possibly happening, and then I want to talk to you because, what is it, 12 children, just too many children.
Okay.
We'll be back in just a second with Dog and Bounty Hunter.
Something causes that, Glenn.
I know, I've heard that, but wait a second.